My husband said he couldn't make it to our anniversary dinner because his flight was delayed. I sat in the restaurant alone, waiting. Then I got a message from a friend. Didn't know you were in Miami too. She sent a photo of him on the beach, laughing with another woman. I paid for my meal, flew to Miami, walked up to them with a smile, and said, "Table for one, now make it two, you're going to need a lawyer." I'm Claire. I'm 41. I live in Savannah, Georgia. I'm here because I need to tell someone the truth about how my marriage ended. It's ugly. It's raw. But it's real. 12 years. That's how long Derek and I were married. 12 Christmases. 12 birthdays. 12 anniversaries. I believed in us. I really did. When he started traveling more for work, I didn't question it. I trusted him. I believed the late nights, the missed calls, the sudden weekend trips were for clients and deals. I believed when he told me he was just tired, not distant. For our anniversary, we had plans. Big ones. Dinner at the Gray, hotel room downtown, a little getaway just for us. At 5 p.m. that day, he texted me, "Flight delayed. Might not make dinner." Sorry, babe. I sat on the edge of our bed for a long time staring at that message. The old Claire would have believed it without question. The new Claire, tired, lonely, suspicious, felt something snap. I went to the restaurant anyway. I sat alone. I ordered wine, a steak, dessert. I watched couples laugh around me, watched candles flicker between them, watched servers bring out little surprise cakes for anniversaries and birthdays. I wanted to cry. I almost did. And then my phone buzzed. Kayla, an old friend from college. We hadn't talked much lately, but we were still friendly. "OMG, girl. Didn't know you were in Miami too." I frowned. Before I could answer, she sent a picture. And everything inside me shattered. When I saw that picture, it felt like my heart stopped beating for a second. There was Derek, laughing. No work trip. No delayed flight. No excuse. He looked happy, happier than I'd seen him in years, with some woman half-dressed and hanging all over him like she owned him. I was frozen in my chair for a few minutes. People around me kept eating and laughing like nothing had happened. Like my whole world hadn't just split in two. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I paid the bill, stood up, and walked straight out of that restaurant. Something inside me switched off. I was done believing lies. I was done sitting and waiting for someone who didn't care enough to tell me the truth. I drove to the airport without even thinking about it. I booked a ticket to Miami with shaking hands. And the whole flight there, I sat in silence, staring out the window, planning what I was going to say, what I was going to do. When I landed, it was past midnight. I texted Kayla. Where exactly was he? She sent me the name of the hotel. An expensive place right on South Beach. She also sent me another picture. This one was even worse. It was Derek kissing the woman. Full on. No hesitation. Right there in public like he didn't have a wife at home waiting for him. I thought I might throw up. But I didn't. I swallowed it down. I got a cab. I didn't bother checking in anywhere. I just told the driver to take me to that hotel. When I got there, the place was buzzing with music and drunk tourists. I found the beach access and kicked off my heels, walking barefoot through the cool sand. And then I saw them. Derek. And her. They were still out there, lying in a beach chair together, her head on his shoulder, laughing at something. It hit me hard how easy it was for him. How natural he looked, being with someone else. How he hadn't even bothered hiding it far away, he was out in the open. I walked straight toward them, heart pounding so loud I could barely hear the waves. When I was standing right in front of them, Derek looked up and saw me. His whole body jerked, like he couldn't believe it was real. The woman noticed too. She sat up, frowning. I smiled. Cold. Calm. "I'll take a table for one," I said. "No, wait. Make it two. You're gonna need a lawyer." Derek's face drained of color. The woman jumped off the chair and took a few steps back, confused. Claire, wait. I can explain, Derek stammered. I laughed once. It sounded harsh, even to my own ears. You're not even wearing your ring, I said. Were you planning to tell her you're married? Or were you planning to tell me you're not? He opened his mouth, but no words came out. I didn't wait for him to find any. I turned around and walked away. But the story didn't end there. When I got back to Savannah the next morning, Derek was already trying to get ahead of it. He flooded my phone with messages. It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake. I was drunk. It's you I love. I didn't respond. He even had the audacity to fly back that night and show up at our house, pounding on the door. I didn't let him in. Instead, I let him stand there while I dropped a manila envelope full of divorce papers through the mail slot. A few days later, Kayla called again. You're not gonna believe this, she said. Turns out, Derek had been seeing the woman for months. Kayla's fiancé had recognized Derek when they saw him on the beach and mentioned it to some other guys at the bar. One of them worked at the same firm Derek did. Apparently, this wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a full-blown affair. Trips to Miami. Trips to New Orleans. Weekend getaways when he claimed he was working late. I felt like a fool. But I also felt something else. Rage. 12 years. And he threw it away for a few cheap thrills. I wasn't going to just walk away and let him trash our life without consequences. I talked to a lawyer. A really good one. And because Derek had used joint marital funds, our savings, for those trips with his side piece, that counted as financial misconduct. Which meant in our state, I was entitled to a hell of a lot more than half. And I wasn't just going after money. I wanted him to feel what I felt. I wanted him to lose the perfect life he thought he could rebuild with someone else. After I filed the divorce papers, things moved faster than I expected. Derek tried to play it cool at first. He texted, he called, he even left flowers on my porch one morning. Roses. My least favorite. He should have known that after 12 years. Then came the begging. He started showing up at my work, waiting in the parking lot like some desperate teenager, telling anyone who would listen that it was a misunderstanding, that Claire's being dramatic. The thing about small cities like Savannah? People talk. Soon enough, it wasn't just Kayla and me who knew about Derek's double life. About 2 weeks after I served the papers, I got a message on Facebook from someone I didn't recognize. Her name was Amber. When I opened it, I felt my stomach turn. Amber. Hi Claire, I don't know if this is appropriate, but I need to apologize. I didn't know he was married. He told me he was divorced. She attached screenshots. Conversations between her and Derek. In one, Derek said, "Yeah, my wife and I split years ago. Totally single now." Another showed him sending her pictures from our house, angles carefully chosen to hide anything with my name on it. I sat there, staring at the screen, feeling like I was outside my own body. He hadn't just cheated. He had built a whole other identity. A lie so big and detailed that this woman really thought she was building a future with him. Amber and I ended up talking for over an hour. She was 27. Worked in real estate. Met Derek at a conference he claimed he was speaking at. Another lie. He promised her everything. Trips, a ring, kids. He even told her they'd move to Miami full-time once he finalized the paperwork. As if I were just some lingering mistake he had to clear off his record. Turns out Derek's lies didn't stop at me. Or Amber. Once I dug deeper. Thanks to Kayla and a few other friends still working downtown, I found out Derek had also been screwing around with company money. Expensing business trips that were really romantic getaways. Using his corporate card for dinners, spa days, and even jewelry for Amber. And the cherry on top? He had been embezzling. Not huge amounts. Small enough over time to escape notice. But someone caught it after he started getting sloppy. The company launched an internal audit. Derek was suspended pending investigation, which in corporate speak meant, start packing your office, idiot. While Derek's career was going up in flames, I made sure our divorce hit him just as hard. My lawyer filed a motion citing marital misconduct, financial misconduct, and emotional distress. I demanded full ownership of the house, 70% of our joint assets, reimbursement for every cent he spent on affair activities, and alimony, because after 12 years, I was legally entitled. Derek tried to fight it at first. His lawyer, a scrawny kid who looked fresh out of law school, argued that the affair wasn't material to the division of property. My lawyer laughed. She presented financial records, timestamps, witness statements, and even screenshots Amber had given me. Derek crumbled. He agreed to everything just to make it stop. I found out from Amber that Derek had promised her a trip to Italy. Tickets already bought. Non-refundable. Guess whose credit card the airline had on file? Ours. A joint one. I called the airline, proved my identity, and canceled the tickets. Refund issued to our account, which now belonged 100% to me. Amber was humiliated. Derek was furious. But he couldn't do a damn thing. After I canceled Derek and Amber's Italy trip, I thought I would feel better. And I did. For about a day. But something still gnawed at me. Not just anger at him. Anger at myself. I had ignored signs for years. The way Derek pulled away when I talked about adopting after our infertility battles. The late nights he brushed off with weak excuses. The sudden business trips that never added up. I wanted so badly to believe we were okay that I let him lie to me. I let myself believe him. It took seeing him with another woman, clear as day, for me to finally face the truth. The final time I saw Derek was in a courtroom. He looked wrecked. Lost his job. No girlfriend. No house. No money. He had to sell this truck to pay his legal fees. I thought seeing him like that would make me feel powerful. Like I had one. Instead, it made me feel empty. 12 years. Gone. Because he was too selfish, to be honest. The judge signed off on everything. I got the house, most of the money, alimony for 5 years, ownership of our dog. He didn't even fight for her. Derek got the clothes on his back and a few boxes from the garage. When we walked out of the courthouse, he tried to talk to me. Claire, he said, his voice cracking. I messed up. But you didn't have to destroy me. I looked at him, really looked at him. He wasn't sorry for what he did. He was sorry he got caught. I said, you destroyed yourself. I just made sure you couldn't lie your way out of it again. Then I turned and walked away. I'm still living in Savannah. I remodeled the house, ripped out everything that reminded me of him. I took trips. I went back to school. I started over. It wasn't easy. There were nights I sat on the kitchen floor, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. But little by little, the anger stopped burning holes in my chest. I realized revenge wasn't about ruining Derek's life. It was about choosing mine. Without him. Without lies. Without settling for someone who didn't choose me back. As for Derek? Last I heard, he moved back in with his parents in Macon. Trying to find a new job. Trying to build a life from scratch. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Either way, it's not my problem anymore. If you're reading this and you're sitting at a dinner table waiting for someone who keeps making excuses, get up. Leave. You deserve better.